Hello everyone, this is Michael Fahey with Kotaku, and this is the first 5 minutes of Red Goddess Inner World, a game that begins with a fade to black and some white text across the top of the screen. Actually begins with a 1 minute unskippable cutscene, but I've gone ahead and started here at the first checkpoint. This is a non-linear side-scrolling platformer from Yanim Studios. It was released on PlayStation a couple months back, now available on Steam. And the idea is the young goddess divine has no idea about her powers or her memories. She's forgotten both, and she must travel to her own inner world to recover both. So this is all inside her head. She's traveling inside herself. It's a journey of self-discovery. It's a journey of self. It's a journey in which the narrator never stops talking. Kind of going for a Bastion vibe, though they don't do it nearly as well as Bastion. So when you start off the game, you're pretty much limited in what you can do. You can jump, you can shoot a fireball eventually.
Could it be the voice of her that looked like a switch?
That voice is an important player in the game, and you will find out more about it later. Now, the key to the game here, the key function of the game, is later on you'll be able to switch between two other forms, one based on Divine's rage and one based on her fear, red and blue, and you'll see a lot of that in the promotional materials for the game. Once that comes into play, you'll be able to bust through blocks and fight creatures, and there's combos, but for now, the initial part of the game, you're pretty much helpless. All you can really do is, well, run. That scary masked creature is chasing you. The first time I ever played the game, it scared the living crap out of me, and I died until I realized what I was supposed to do. You'll note the narrator skips a bit. There's no real smooth transition there. But the game does run really smoothly. It's lovely to look at once we get to her actual world, which we should be doing in a second here. Yanim Studios has a background in animation, and I believe they're working on an animated video based on Red Goddess, an animated short. The perspective's a little weird. You're a little far away from her, so you don't really get to see how good she looks. But it's a very distinct style.
She had to find it. She needed answers.
Be careful, yes, thank you. Spikes, I've never seen spikes before. Restore mana, collect some coins. And here we go, the first power she gets is Fireball. And she also gets this sort of a telekinesis thing going on later. It's a very polished game. Let's refill our mana again. More mana. I'm going to avoid those coins over there, as tempting as they are, since we are doing the first 5 minutes, and we only have, what, a minute and a half left?
She had to admit her inner planet was full of beauty.
She admits her inner planet is filled with beauty.
The name Amiel sounded very familiar, but she didn't remember this strange rock.
This place seems haunted.
Very dark,
and that big stone will, of course, come into play later. Now, if I had the rage power, I could bust through that brick, but I don't, so we travel this way. I actually made it. And as much as I want to go collect those coins up there, I will skip them. There's a little gate between that loads areas, which, you know, it's the sort of mechanic that only works on a 2D plane, unless that tube runs the entire length of reality. That is her mind and her restrictions, I suppose. It's okay. And here's the town inside her. There's the map. As you can see, there's a lot to explore. Once we scroll out, that whole inner dungeon was over there. So they want us to talk to the shaman. And our 5 minutes is about up. But you get a general gist of what sort of game this is. A side-scrolling platformer that picks up long after the first 5 minutes.